Good morning, everyone. It's 10:29. We will start in 1 minute. This is Liz Jennings, Employer Engagement Specialist with CareerForce. I've put in the Q&A area a link to our attendance form. Would you please put your first, last name and zip code in there, just as if you were walking into a room and signing in at the front table. I'll use this information just to mark that you've attended in the Minnesota Works registration area. Give us 1 more minute and then we'll get started. Good morning, everyone. It's just about 10:30. We're going to start pretty soon. Housekeeping details. Ask your questions in the Q&A box. The Q&A is the little box with a question mark in it. Sometimes it's on the top of your screen and sometimes at the bottom. You can turn on subtitles. We've got them enabled in English, Arabic, Spanish, Swahili, and I think Thai. And please sign in on the attendance form. I've published that in the Q&A area. There's a link to a form. Please put your first and last name, zip code, so I know that you've attended. This is for my information only, and I'll mark you as attended in Minnesota Works. So today is Monday, August 3rd. Welcome to the virtual career fair with CareerForce. Today, I'm so happy to welcome 5 companies and 1 organization within the list of jobs in demand. CareerForce has posted on its website a list of top 30 jobs that are currently hiring. Despite all of the unemployment in our area, there are some industries that remain in critical need. One of those is in senior care supportive staff and residential supportive direct care staff. So I'm so happy today to welcome care providers, and also known as Caring Career Start Here website, Sunrise Senior Living, Monarch Healthcare, Residential Transitions, Dungarvan, and Spectrum Healthcares. We'll hear from them all of the opportunities there are for all of you to really make an impact in our community all across the state. First up, I would like to welcome Nicole Matson, just to give us a sense of the industry. What's going on in the state of Minnesota, and what is Care Providers of Minnesota? Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Liz. Good morning, everyone. I'm Nicole Matson, and I work with Care Providers of Minnesota. We're a nonprofit membership association. We've got about 900 members all across the state, serving the full spectrum of senior care, including skilled nursing, assisted living, home care, and other senior care providers. My role here includes a few things, but it includes workforce, and it's something that I'm very passionate about and happy to talk about career opportunities in senior care. If you could go to the next slide. So there's many different points of entry in senior care. Caregiving is probably the most well-known. Obviously, we need caregivers to do the work and fulfill our mission. Nursing assistant, home health aide, personal care attendant, universal worker are just some of the titles. And often those titles are kind of inclusive to a certain care setting. So either skilled nursing might have a nursing assistant, whereas an assisted living might use a universal worker or some other type of title. Housekeepers is another point, entry point. Culinary services, either as a dietary aide or chef or cook. And then nursing, licensed practical nursing, registered nursing are other career opportunities. If you'd go to the next slide. So this just talks about the career path in senior care, there's a lot of opportunities. Many people start kind of that clinical path, either as a nursing assistant, then they may work their way up to a trained medication aide, and then they may go on to nursing school, become an LPN or an RN. But there's other paths as well. I myself started as a dietary aide and kind of worked my way up to more of the business and healthcare administration side, getting an HR degree, being an HR director, assistant administrator, and then finally the administrator, executive director role, and now working for the state association. So there's a lot of different opportunities. It's not a linear path, although many do choose that kind of linear path with the clinical progression. And I think senior care just really affords a unique opportunity to connect with people and kind of do that mission-based healthcare. If you could go to the next slide. So we saw at the beginning of this pandemic that we had a critical need for workforce. We had a critical need prior to the pandemic, and that just grew exponentially at the beginning of the pandemic. So Care Providers in Minnesota, State Association and Leading Age Minnesota, another state association, and Health Force Minnesota, and other stakeholders got to the table and kind of brainstormed on what we could do. And Caring Careers Start Here was the product of that connection. It was originally intended to bring students more information on senior care services, careers in senior care, and we kind of revamped it to act like a recruitment hub. We really wanted to have a one-stop shop where people that may be unfamiliar with the industry could indicate their interest and get connected with employers in their area. So it's just taking some really basic information. It's not a website of jobs, it's a website to indicate interest. And then we are funneling that out to the 900 members that we have access to, and Leading Age has about just as many, and having those employers connect with you. If you could go to the next slide. This is what the Caring Careers website looks like. You notice the button Heroes, click here, and that's where you would kind of enter into the interest page. So filling out some really basic information. And then again, we're sending that data in an email format to our providers all across the state, but trying to match up by geographic location so it makes some sense. Obviously, if you're in the Twin Cities metro, you're not going to probably commute to Duluth. But so again, the website is Caring Careers Start Here. There's other information on there as well about each individual job, including rates of pay and maybe some other data that you could find useful. But if you're interested, we'd really like to have you join us. I think a career in senior care is a very unique opportunity, and I know some of our providers on the call today will talk to you about their openings as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Yeah, this is a fantastic website, isn't it? Just to even send to young people in your life or someone who's looking for a career change. So I posted the link in the Q&A area. All attendees certainly can copy and paste that and send it out to others that you think might be interested in just even exploring a career or a part-time job even. First up with our companies, I'd like to introduce Jennifer Zaikow-Tao with Sunrise Senior Living.
Hi there, good morning. This is Jennifer Zaikow-Tao. Thank you so much for having me here as a presenter. I'd love to tell you more about Sunrise. Sunrise is a senior living community, and I am the hiring specialist here in the state of Minnesota. We have 4 communities, Edina, Roseville, Minnetonka, as well as Golden Valley, and we are definitely hiring for all 4 of those communities. Our culture here is very family-friendly type of environment. We love to grow our employees from within, and we have great benefits. We have part-time opportunities, on-call opportunities, as well as full-time. We offer healthcare benefits, paid time off, sick time off, tuition reimbursement, as well as 401k. You can go to the next slide, please. Our current openings are caregivers, cooks, Medcare aides, dishwashers as well. And the pay typically starts at about $14 an hour and up. It really depends on the position. And the best way to view our opportunities is going to be on our website, which is sunriseseniorliving.com. Our current hiring process, typically you would apply for the opportunity. I would review the resume application, and then I would conduct a phone screen regarding the position, qualifying you for the opportunity. And then if you're a good fit, then we definitely do share your information with our team for review, which would be another interview, typically 2 to 3 after that, really depending on the opportunity. Currently, we are doing interviews through the phone as well as video screens, so anything with Facebook Live or Skype. We do check for backgrounds. We do drug screens as well as check references. You'd have to pass all 3 in order to be qualified for an opportunity to work with their company. And again, the hiring process takes about 2 to 4 weeks for the opportunity. And yeah, like I mentioned, if you are interested in opportunities, please take a look at our online website, or after this presentation here, you can definitely send me an email with your resume and your interests of the positions that you're looking at. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the Q&A box. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, I don't see any questions yet in the Q&A. Folks who are listening, feel free to type something and then I'll read it off. Jennifer, though, tell me, what's your ideal candidate? What kind of personality, what kind of interest, what are their values? What do you see with your new employees and your long-standing employees?
Yeah, so first off, if you're interested in caregiving, you don't have to have a background in caregiving. We are a company that can train, and especially for the caregiver role, we can definitely do that. We look for candidates that have customer service experience, so it doesn't have to be predominantly in healthcare. It can be in restaurant, it can be food and beverage. It really just has to translate to customer service. From there, we have a 2 weeks training program that is paid. So it really isn't until the 3rd week that you officially work as a caregiver. And as a caregiver, you would assist with the residents and their needs. It could be feeding, clothing, bathing, could be just spending time with the resident on a regular basis, building that relationship. And they're just really looking for that friendly face to get to know and understand. Other positions such as cooks, we do look for at least 6 months to a year type of background, as well as a dishwasher, as long as you have a food and beverage type of background. So again, with most of our roles, we can train. For a Medcare passer, we are looking for someone that does have that passing experience, passing out the meds. So that's typically 6 months to 1 year. And then of course we can train you going forward.
Right, so one person asked, are certificates such as a CNA useful?
Yes, so in the state of Minnesota, a license as a caregiver is not required, but I definitely encourage having a CNA, a PCA, because you will actually get paid more and you're doing the same job. And then of course, if you have those certificates, you can definitely keep going with education. So if, for example, you're interested in becoming a nurse, then the caregiving would be an entry-level opportunity to become a nurse. And again, it would just be a really great experience for that. The great thing about Sunrise is we like to grow our candidates from within. So if you are looking to further your education, becoming a nurse, we do have tuition reimbursement that can help with that type of background.
Sure, and You know, all your pictures have female in there, but certainly nurses can be men, right? Too, right?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Um, with COVID-19, are there any restrictions on your employees due to the vulnerability of persons in your care?
I'm actually not sure how to answer that question, but as far as PPE, we definitely check all of our employees and all of our residents before you can actually enter the building. We check your temperature, we log everything, so we 100% make sure that we are practicing social distancing, and we're very aware of COVID.
And remind us again what your locations are.
Yeah, so we have Edina, Golden Valley, Roseville, as well as Minnetonka.
Okay. How physically demanding is being a caregiver, you know, with bathing, dressing, helping the assistants, lifting?
Sure. So it's definitely a high need that we have, that we're always hiring for. In this position, it's the job duties are really going to fluctuate, really just depending on the need of the resident. So one resident, I mean, they may have favorites, right? So if Haley is your favorite, you're always going to go towards Haley, and you're going to feel more comfortable towards Haley. But residents are different; they have different personalities, and so it really just depends. We're always looking for candidates that have a serving heart. So interested in providing that customer service, that type of hospitality.
That's great. We're going to move on now, but Jennifer, would you stick around and answer a couple more questions via the Q&A area? There are a couple coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you very much, Jennifer and Sunrise Senior Living, for participating with us today. Now we're going to move on. I'd like to introduce Jessica Weber with Monarch Healthcare. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having us. So I'm just going to give an overview of Monarch. Monarch Healthcare Management has about 40 facilities within Minnesota, one in Superior, Wisconsin. We're in the industry of long-term care, rehabilitation centers, skilled nursing facilities, things like that. And Monarch's mission is to change the way short-term rehabilitation and long-term health care is delivered. Through our commitment to innovative care and 5-star customer service, we strive to put our residents, tenants, and families first. So as I mentioned, we have over 40 facilities within Minnesota, and on the screen are a bunch of them. And you can find those facilities again on our website and figure out which ones are closer to you. The great thing about Monarch is we are only 5 years old, so we have acquired all these facilities within the last 5 years, so we are growing rapidly. Positions are always coming up, so there's a lot of room for internal growth. We have need in a lot of areas, but our biggest area right now is CNAs. And the great thing about Monarch is we will actually pay for you to become a CNA and pay for your fees, book fees, testing fees, all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in starting your healthcare journey and wanting to gain more experience or another certificate, Monarch is a great place to do that. And this is offered at just about every facility that we have. So there's hopefully not a ton of travel involved for you. So just to talk about some of the benefits that Monarch has, we have full-time, part-time, and on-call positions, medical, dental, vision, insurance, short and long-term disability, 401k with employer matching, serious health condition pay. We have scholarship assistance through Rasmussen. If you are interested in going back to school, you or anyone in your immediate family, our agreement with Rasmussen is you have a 20% off your tuition, and you're eligible for a lot of other scholarships and grants, things like that. We have company-sponsored training if you need to get your basic life support certificate, which is like CPR, things like that. We have a uniform allowance, and we have shift differentials if you are taking a evening or a night shift, with weekend pickup bonuses as well. So there's constantly ways to take advantage of the employee benefits that Monarch offers. With COVID-19, we are very aware of the situation around us, and we are screening all of our employees before each shift for symptoms, just because we are dealing with a very vulnerable population. We provide all the PPE that you would need. We practice social distancing, and just wanting to ensure that our staff is well supported and well trained. So as I mentioned, we have on-the-job training for both CNAs and nursing assistants. We have other positions such as like a PCA, like a personal care assistant, where you would just hang out with the residents or the tenants and provide support in any way that you can. We have positions in culinary that you would be able to receive on-the-job training for, housekeeping, things like that. We really have need in every area. So on the screen here is my contact information. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email. You can find all of the job openings for every single facility at Monarch's website. This is a direct link to our career page. So yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody may have.
Hi, thank you, Jennifer. One of the questions that had come in, I think it actually was about Sunrise, but I think it would be applicable to Monarch as well. Do each of the different facilities have different focus, or do you have a mix of clients in all of your locations?
We definitely have a mix of clients. Some of our assisted living patients or tenants are very independent on their own. We have skilled nursing facilities that would require more focus to the patient or the tenant. We have facilities all over. So some of our metro facilities demand some different things than some of our facilities in Duluth or Faribault, Mankato area. So.
Okay, so some locations do have specialties like memory care.
Oh, yep, absolutely.
Okay. Are there ever any office positions, administrative positions with remote work possibilities through Monarch?
Not necessarily with remote work, but we always do have office positions coming up. Some of them could be part-time remote, but our administrative and office positions fill up fast, especially because we favor growth internally. So if someone who is working in a facility wants to switch over to administrative work, we kind of favor our internal applicants first for those roles, but we are hiring for administrative roles every here and there.
Yeah, that's helpful too. What's the starting pay rate for a caregiver with a CNA versus without a CNA license?
So that kind of varies across all of our facilities. What we do have is a float pool that is out of corporate, and our CNAs in our float pool, it's a 6-month contract, our float pool is, but our CNAs in the float pool make $20 an hour. Our LPNs make $30 an hour, and our RNs make $40 an hour in our float pool.
That's good. Thank you. We have one question coming in. I'm not quite sure how applicable it is. Where does your design and development planning process occur? I'm not quite sure if you know that.
We have 2 corporate offices. One is in Roseville, Minnesota in the metro, and the other one is in Mankato. But we have teams. Our financial team is based out of New York. Our leadership team is based out of Chicago. There's kind of leadership all over, and we just communicate with each other, all of our different offices, for our strategy and development, things like that.
Okay. And then for people new to the healthcare industry, what does float pool mean?
So we have a pool of applicants or employees that would float between different facilities based on need. So it's a 6-month contract, our float pool is, and you would be asked to travel up to 40 miles from your home just to all of our different facilities.
That makes sense. Okay, that was even a different definition than I was expecting. So there we go. I've learned something. Thank you very much, Jessica, for being with us today and talking about healthcare and specifically Monarch Healthcare Management.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to move on. I'm going to welcome Caleb Larson with Residential Transitions. Residential Transitions RTI is different. It's not senior care, right, Caleb? Please tell us more. But it's all about direct care, taking care of our Minnesota residents.
Yeah, that's correct. So Residential Transitions, we are growing primarily a mental health agency, although we do serve some individuals, with other forms of disabilities, developmental disabilities, chemical dependency, traumatic brain injuries, but all clients in our programs do have severe persistent mental illness, sometimes along with a dual diagnosis. So Liz, if you could go to the next slide. So just a little bit of background information about RTI. So we're a very new and growing organization. We've only been around just about 6 or 7 years now. So kind of in those years, we've definitely had a lot of growth and development recently. So for instance, we currently have community and residential based services. And I'll give you a little more overview about kind of what that would look like. More recently, we are expanding into our clinical services as well, which is pretty exciting for us. So we are looking into other, clinical programs for our clients, including, licensed alcohol drug counseling, mental health case management. So a variety of different roles kind of opening up here in the future. So our office is out of Mendota Heights, but we do have locations and serve individuals kind of across the Twin Cities. So here's kind of our community services, just kind of an overview of our community services program. So within the community services program, we have community mental health workers, and then we also have housing access coordinators and employment specialists. So with community mental health workers, kind of their role is to work with our clients in a community-based setting on different goals that individual has outlined that they want to kind of work on. So we see a lot of clients have goals kind of centered around financial budgeting, meal planning, meal preparation, along with, even maybe personal fitness goals. So just, bringing our clients to maybe LA Fitness if they have that kind of outlined, so just improving their physical health. So this position is, it's very unique in that you're kind of working on a lot of different tasks with clients, and it's very person-centered. And then we also have a housing access coordinator position. Liz, if you could go back, sorry. Our housing access coordinator position, in that kind of role, you would be working almost entirely remotely, which I know during COVID is definitely a plus for a lot of individuals, and helping our clients find and maintain adequate housing opportunities. So, following up with landlords, helping them complete paperwork, helping them directly with their search. So just a variety of different things going on there. And then employment specialists, although we're not currently hiring for that role, that's kind of a job coach and helping make sure our clients are maintaining employment. And then Liz, you can go to the next slide. Yep. So our residential services that we offer, this is kind of more of group home and supportive apartment type settings. So this is the more direct care that I had mentioned previously. But essentially our clients live in this residential settings, and we are just there to de-escalate crisis situations that might arise pertaining to mental health, and then also helping them develop independent living skills in this kind of setting and more of a home-based setting. So our adult foster care, we're definitely hiring for. We have a variety of different locations in Bloomington, Eagan, Inver Grove Heights, and Maple Grove. And then in our supportive apartments, we have different apartment complexes. So St. Paul, West St. Paul, South St. Paul, Inver Grove Heights. So kind of the key difference between these two programs is adult foster care is for individuals who might need a little more hands-on care. So usually there'd be 1 to 3 individuals per home. Whereas supportive apartments, all of our clients are actually living in their own apartment unit, and it makes it easy for us to ensure that our clients still have the supports they need while having the privacy and independence they're kind of longing for in this type of setting. And then just a little bit about what we have to offer. So like I mentioned, we're very new and we're definitely a growing organization. We promote 90% of our managers internally. So a lot of 90% of our managers started out in entry-level roles like the roles I had just mentioned, and kind of worked their way up to program manager, director level roles. We also have, with our expanding clinical program, we do anticipate openings like that in the future. Currently, since we value internal advancement, we don't have any opportunities available for external candidates, just being that the clinical kind of program is very high demand, and we'd love to value our employees by giving them opportunities to kind of advance. But otherwise, we do have staff appreciation events, which we hold pretty frequently. I know our adult foster care program, I think it was just a couple weeks ago, went out on the Mississippi River for a kind of an outing, and it's a great events we have in place and a great way to kind of network and meet with other staff members that you might not see on a daily basis. Along with that, we also sometimes go to Saints games, happy hours, Panera Bread breakfast. So we have a lot of different ways to kind of network within the organization and then also just have a great time. And then as far as benefits go, we do have a variety of benefits. We have kind of for full-time employees, we have the traditional medical, dental, vision, paid time off, short-term disability, long-term disability, 7 company paid holidays, and generous 401k contributions. For part-time employees, we also do offer paid time off, and there's no set amount of hours you have to work for that. That's for all positions, excluding our overnight asleep roles. And then along with our 401k matching program too. And that's pretty much all I had for you. So I guess, any of you have any questions about, the organization or any of our positions that we currently have available?
I haven't seen any questions yet. A couple might come in pretty soon. So unlike, like the CNA positions in the senior care place, do any of your positions require some type of certification?
So none of our positions require a certification. However, with our candidates, we generally prefer to see, backgrounds in kind of the social sciences, so psychology, sociology, social work, whether you're already, graduated or if you're still pursuing that degree, we're, definitely open there. And then as far as experience goes, we love to see just any relevant human services experience, whether that's caregiving or maybe even working in some sort of program with diverse populations. And then of course, severe and persistent mental illness too. So our requirements are pretty flexible in that we're just looking for people experience working with people and of different backgrounds and with different abilities.
Sure. Remind us again about your locations.
Yeah, so we have a variety of locations. So those community programs that I mentioned, so since they're community-based, what that kind of means is you develop a caseload of clients you meet with throughout the community. So it's not confined to one specific location. So for instance, in a community mental health worker role, you would be meeting with clients maybe throughout Western Dakota County region, so like Burnsville, Apple Valley, Lakeville, or Eastern Dakota County, so kind of the St. Paul area, and Inver Grove Heights. So that's kind of how that's structured. And then with our residential sites, we have locations in St. Paul, West St. Paul, South St. Paul, Inver Grove Heights, along with for our adult foster care, Maple Grove, Bloomington, and Egan.
So it sounds like there'd be a place within 10 miles of anywhere that someone lived.
Correct, pretty much.
At least in the metro. That's great. Any other points of anything that you want to add, Caleb?
No, I think we're just a very new and growing organization. I can't emphasize that enough. We have so many different opportunities opening up for anyone interested in working in mental health or clinical psychology. We do have continuing education units available for individuals who might be in a specific program that requires kind of internships or supervision hours. We do have flexibility there, and the nice thing about our organization is we'll pay you while you can receive those hours for your program, rather than maybe an unpaid internship. So that's just one of the ways that we kind of contribute to our employees and what we have to offer.
Good. So you would definitely consider career changers, people that haven't been in the caregiving. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And funny story too, I actually started working with our clients in one of our employment specialist roles. And I kind of actually had moved over to more of an office and behind the scenes of recruiting and helping out with our hiring functions here at the office. And we definitely do accommodate to different career changes, whether that's moving up or kind of lateral moves as well.
Great. Thank you very much, Caleb and RTI Residential Transitions Inc. for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Liz.
Next, I'd like to welcome Dungarvan with Katie Palmer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you want to go to the next screen, Liz. So here at Dungarvan, we are a Minnesota-based company that we've been around now for 45 years, and we provide services to those who have both physical and mental disabilities in a wide variety of ways, from residential support, so typically a residential group home, to non-residential support, which is community-based programming, acute behavioral services, so really focusing on mental health support. And then our corporate offices are located in Mendota Heights, our Minnesota-based office and our national office. Next screen, perfect. So here we have a wide variety of different opportunities available, from part-time to full-time. With part-time, it would be considered less than 30 hours a week, and we'd be able to offer competitive pay, paid training, paid time off that starts immediately, a referral bonus, and then 401k. And then our full-time positions would be 30 hours or more a week, and that would receive all the benefits that a part-time staff would, but along with medical, dental, flexible spending account, and life insurance. And besides just these types of benefits, we do also offer the meaningful employment, the community involvement. It is exciting and fun work to do, along with being able to offer flexibility in scheduling, as we have over 140 residential programs across the state of Minnesota, and we provide support to over 1,600 individuals. So that's community-based support along with residential programming. We founded here in St. Paul in 1976, and now we've grown to 14 different states. Our positions all do have career advancement built in there, as well as you'd be able to make those lifetime friendships with our person served. At our residential services, here in just the Twin Cities, we would have over 100 programs, and then we have more programs that would be located in St. Cloud and the North Branch areas. And that has very flexible scheduling for day shifts, evening shifts, or overnights. And our different opportunities available in those roles would be more of the direct support staff, so helping with physical care needs, along with behavioral support, nursing assistant positions, a residential program coordinator, which is like a lead staff at the program, our operational program director, who would oversee 4 of those residential programs. And then we also would have LPN and RN roles available. Our non-residential support is our community support. So it's providing in-home support and independent living skills, along with supportive employment. And in those positions, we would have a non-residential program counselors, community support specialist, employment specialist, along with case management and program director and program managers. And we provide services in the community based more here in the Twin Cities, along with the Chisago County and the Benton County area. Our acute behavioral services is more of an intensive behavioral support in a residential setting. So it is a residential group home that would provide support to 1 to 2 individuals that would have severe and persistent mental illness. So in those programmings, we would be looking for a mental health specialist, a mental health program director, or acute behavioral service manager. And we'd be able to offer the flexible scheduling of days, evenings, and overnights. Currently, we have over 20 programs that are currently open, and we are looking at opening at least 12 more by end of year. And that would cover the areas of Chisago County, Isani County, Wright County, Itasca County, Scott County, Benton County, and we are just opening up 2 programs in Fillmore County as well. So a wide variety of different areas for those positions. And then we do have both our Minnesota and our national offices that are located in Mendota Heights. And that would have positions available of accounts receivable, accounts payable, admin support, human resources, IT, and then of course our maintenance that takes care of our programming. For all of our positions here, they are posted on our career page, which is www.dungarvincareers.com. You would just filter down by the state, and then it would provide all the positions that would be available. You can also email your resume directly to mnrecruiter@dungarvin.com or give us a call, and the front desk will then transfer you over to a recruiter here.
Oh, that's great. No questions have come in yet. Tell me about one of your employees, or is there someone who started in the past year, came from a different industry? Do you have a story that you can share?
Yeah, one unique thing that we do here is we call it, we do hero nominations. So our value committee gets together and we submit a staff that would be shining, especially right now with COVID-19. We have a lot of families that work with us here in our programs. So one of the newest nominations that just came in today actually was a group of family members that have really stepped up and started working really in those programs that might have tested positive for COVID. And so they've been really going above and beyond and making sure our persons served, especially during this time, are taken care of, or even really focusing on those goal achievement pieces as we have our best practices in place right now. So we have a wide variety, and all those nominations and so forth are actually listed on our Facebook page. You can go to Dungarvin LLC, and you'll be able to see all the nominations for our heroes within.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I drive around the Twin Cities and see healthcare heroes, or our heroes live here. And it's so wonderful to see all of the support, and recognition. A couple of questions have just come in. What kind of qualifications are you looking for?
So all of our positions here do require at least a completion of a Minnesota background study clearance, but some of our positions are entry level, so you would have to be over the age of 18 years old, and that would be it. We really look for someone who has a passion to help others, along with really focusing on that goal achievement. So how can we make someone else successful and give them a great quality of life? So it's a lot more of looking for that empathy and compassion in individuals, as not all of our positions require any previous work experience in the field.
That's helpful. And do you work with the senior population through Dungarvan?
Some of our group homes would potentially have that population in there. We provide services to anybody. I think our youngest person served would be 12, all the way up until end of life. So it's a wide variety of population we serve.
Sure. Good. Well, thank you very much for being here. Everyone, please reach out to dungarvancareers.com and email your resume to mn-recruiter@dungarvan.com. And perhaps, Katie, you could put that information into the Q&A area so that people can grab it off the slides. Thanks for being here today, and let's move on now. Let me get my cursor. Hold on. Let's welcome Elena with Spectrum Health Companies.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elena, and I'm the recruiter here for Spectrum Health Companies. So a little bit of background about Spectrum Health Companies. We are a community-based full-service provider of home care, assisted living, memory care, and other health service programs. We primarily assist the older adult population, as well as the elderly and disabled clients in the comfort of their own homes in the senior housing communities. We have 12 assisted living facilities throughout the state of Minnesota, all the way from Burnsville to Orr in Ely, Minnesota, way up north. And we have home care sprouting from Rochester to that Ely and up north Iron Range area. We were formed in Minnesota in 1982, and we are still privately owned and operated by the founder, Merle Sampson. So we are a smaller company, however, we are branching out and growing primarily our home care side as well as some of the assisted living facilities. Next slide, please. So the application process and the hiring process. To begin the process, you would apply at our website, which is listed above, and then you'll be contacted by the recruiter, myself, or we do actually have another home care recruiter that's going to be coming on board with us in the next few weeks for the position for a brief phone screening. I would anticipate usually 15 to 30 minutes just to discuss, what you're looking for, your desired schedule, experience, wage requirements. If it's a good fit, similar to other recruiters have explained before, you'll be scheduled for the in-person video or phone interview with the hiring manager. Due to COVID, we are primarily doing video and phone interviews just so we can refrain from having in-person interaction at our facilities due to the vulnerable population we serve. And then we do, if we both parties think it is a good fit, we schedule an unpaid job shadow for you to, I think it's about 2 to 3 hours, depending on the facility, for you to experience what it's like at the facility with the preceptor, which is usually the nursing assistant, dietary aide, or housekeeper. If you and the hiring manager would like to proceed, you'll be offered a position and asked to sign a conditional offer letter and paperwork, which includes the background check, MVR check, if in the home care side, and then two-step manto, etc. And then you will complete the onboarding paperwork, and then you would start the training process. So we have implemented a online education system, which can be done at home. Otherwise, it can be done at the facility as well. We do have some computers at each facility, and it's called Relias. And then we do schedule hands-on training, which is about 2 to 3 shifts depending on the position. Next slide, please. So we're currently hiring home health aides and resident assistants. So the home health aides are the home care side, resident assistants are the assisted living side. We are hiring dietary aides as well as housekeepers. And we do offer benefits of employment, so ancillary such as medical, dental, vision, and life insurance. We do have paid training. Free meals if you are working at the assisted living sites. If you are working as a home health aide in the home care, you do get paid for mileage. Flexible schedules, great work-life balance, PTO, sick time, tuition discounts and scholarship programs, recognition programs, as well as cell phone discounts, Talent Scout, 401k with company match, flex spending and HSA options, and great working environment. Next slide, please. And if you are interested, that is my information. Liz, do you want me to type it into the Q&A as well?
Sure, that'd be great. Make it easier for people to grab it.
Yeah. I can type that out, and then as well as the website. So if you want to check us out, learn a little bit more about the company, there's probably more information that I can fit in today. So do some, investigation on it. And then I will include my contact information for any questions. Feel free to call or text, email, and I'd be happy to answer anything for you.
Great, thank you. Do you pay for certifications or training? How does that work? Or is that, a person needs to pay for that themselves?
Certifications as in
like a CNA.
CNA.
Yeah.
That's done typically by themselves, but kind of similar to the previous recruiters, how they explain the process in the state of Minnesota. They do offer higher hourly wage based on certification too. So we don't offer any classes and offer certifications for that, but we do offer the tuition and scholarship programs are more so for going back to school. And yeah, they can tuition reimbursement if you are paying yourself for a CNA class, you can get reimbursed for it. We just don't offer the class for the company, and we offer the scholarship programs to get that certification, but we just don't offer the class itself.
Right. Yeah.
You'd have to find the class yourself.
Right. And there are quite a few providers of that around the state of Minnesota.
Yes.
Good.
Correct.
Good. So what else can you say about the industry? What are you seeing? What gives you hope about all of the new employees coming in?
Especially with the pandemic, a lot of other hosts have said, or presenters have said, that this line of work is very stable. I've seen a lot of people actually, when in the beginning of the pandemic, it's so crazy to see other people from not even no experience in this industry start applying. I had up north in the Iron Range, I had a veterinarian apply because she was interested in helping the community, and she said that this type of work made her realize she wants to give back to the community, as well as during the pandemic, as it was affecting more so the time, and it still is, more of the elderly population. She wanted to put some part-time work into it, and she wants to give back. I feel like this line of work, like I said, is stable. It is long-term, and like a lot of other presenters had explained, there's a lot of growth opportunities. Like I mentioned, the tuition reimbursement as well as the scholarship programs. We have a lot of home health aides start out with no experience and work their ways up and actually become a nurse themselves, an LPN, an RN case manager, even go into executive director or regional manager of our region. So we've seen a lot of internal growth. We like to see that internal growth and longevity at a company, but many companies are going to offer that as well, especially in this industry. There's a lot of growth.
Right. Yeah, and for the past 10 years, personal care assistants and direct care providers and home health care aides have been some of the fastest growing careers in the United States, all across, all sectors. So,
Yes.
right. So you're very right that this is a industry that you could get into and stay for the rest of your career.
Yes, agreed. And I mean, it's a great start too to get your foot in the door. And we have home health aides or direct support professionals going more into the admin side of things, so more into the business sector, just because they feel like it's not what's meant for them. Like I chose this position. I like this industry because I know I'm not meant to be a nurse. I want to give back in some way. I love home care. I love long-term care. I love assisted living. I love everything, in this field. But I can't do needles. I just can't do anything like that. So nursing is just not for me. I wanted to give back in some way. And what better way than to be kind of more in the admin role of recruiting for our clients and for helping other people get jobs that they love. So I found that my position is rewarding, even though I'm not physically taking care of someone. I tried it out and it wasn't for me. So
great comments and great thoughts.
Yeah.
Elena, a person can always make a difference no matter what your skills, interests, and values are. Nicole Matson, any final words about direct care as an industry and Caring Careers Start Here website?
There have been so many great employers on the line today. It was great to hear from everybody. I just really would like to encourage you, if you don't know where to begin and one of these lovely employers didn't catch your eye, consider looking at Caring Careers Start Here. Again, it's www.caringcareerstarthere as kind of a one-stop shop. All of these employers did a wonderful job highlighting the investment that we make in our staff in senior care and caring for those in need. We make investments because we've had to, because we've grown our own, because we've developed people, we've provided them with scholarships and other career pathway opportunities. And potentially we could do that for you as well. This is an opportunity to get into a new field, maybe for some of you that have transferable skills with hospitality or service. Really, it's mission-based healthcare. It's being there for someone else in their time of need, be that a senior or someone else in need, and to be their person, to be that person that can care for them. And there's just so much opportunity. It's a rewarding profession. I've been in it my whole life, and I don't want to do anything else. And I'd be willing to help anybody, answer any questions, be a resource, whatever you need. Thanks.
Thank you, Nicole, and thank you to everyone who was here today. A reminder, and I forgot to mention it earlier, Monarch Healthcare with Jessica Weber is going to be on Zoom starting at 11:30 in just a few minutes. So I've posted the Zoom link. Make sure you get the link that I posted with the H in it. So you're welcome to jump on and talk a little bit more with her. And I've also posted the caringcareerstarthere.com. Hope I got that right. Also, I want to point out to all of you, there are more and more hiring events and virtual career fairs going on all across the state. You can go to this page, careerforcemn.com/attend-career. You can see it all on the site there. But go to that calendar. We're constantly updating it to have information about virtual career fairs and even some tailgating career fairs in your area. Don't forget Coursera Skills program. Even if you're not in nursing right now, but are considering it, what I'd recommend is making a Coursera account, signing up. You'll get your confirmation within 24 hours, and taking a look at some of the nursing training. There's no obligation whatsoever. It doesn't cost you anything. You can do it from your home. Give it a try, see what it really is, what it looks like, some of the training behind the scenes. This can be a good way before you embark on getting involved in other in-person training. So careerforcemn.com/Coursera. Remember, there's always personal assistance with CareerForce if you're looking for a job seeker or a job counselor to work with. And as always, follow CareerForce on your social media platform of choice. We're always putting up daily announcements, trying to get you to that information that you need. So thank you everyone for being with us. And we'll be posting this recording onto YouTube by the end of the day. Take care, and let me know if you have any questions. liz.jennings@state.mn.us. Thanks. Bye-bye.